Want to start?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, right. Well, we're here at the Clean Me Meet in East Anglia today, and I've come to demonstrate how to wash a dirty car with ONR. However, what I'm going to do first of all is deal with the worst of this muck by using, instead of ONR, I'm going to use some hose-free eco. Although in fact, if you wanted to, you could actually put ONR into the bucket. The first thing I'm going to do is to pre-spray the area with ONR mixed at 32:1. You'll notice that I'm actually going over the borders. I'm just going to leave that to stand for a little while. The one thing that you mustn't do is to go straight in with a wipe. The next thing to do is to just give it a second spray, and I don't know if you can come in closer, but you will see that there's actually now some dirt movement, and once that happens you're ready to actually go in with a wipe. I'll just go and get the other bucket. Now I'm using this is hose-free eco with 3 capfuls in about 6 litres of water. And what I'm going to do is just simply drizzle, just squeeze out some over the surface first of all, and then without applying any pressure whatever, just letting the thing, and I'm going to work down in one simple downward motion and rinse out.
Not the new, they got a free plus down.
And
I
just
bought it when I was on holiday.
Yeah. And always using a downward motion so that you're rinsing, and basically you might notice that I'm actually squeezing a certain amount out of the cloth, or out of the mitt I should say, as I'm wiping. Very gently, there's no rush, there's no squeezing out over the top. Now, I've got hose-free eco in this, but as I said, you could actually use ONR to do this job in exactly the same way. So there's our panel with the worst of the muck off. And go again with the ONR mix at 32:1, and this is basically going to be our final wash and drying process. There is still some residual dirt, but that will be picked up now by the cloth. Now, when you're using ONR with a microfiber cloth, you never ever use a microfiber cloth dry, so you need to give the cloth a pre-spray, at least on the 2 sides that you're going to use. Notice also that the cloth is folded into 4, and you need to keep the cloth, the integrity of your cloth folding, because that gives you the best padding and protection when you're using it on the paint. Now what you do is very lightly, with no additional pressure, just a very gentle wipe, and you'll see that there's a certain amount of dirt left behind, but the paint is actually, where I've wiped, is actually quite dry. Now the rest of it I'm actually going to use downward motions, and you'll notice that I'm leaving a certain amount of the cloth free. And basically what that does is the bottom of the cloth, you see, is actually picked up dirt, but if you look, there's no pressure. So it's actually picked the dirt up all by itself. And I'll just keep gently wiping down. Now there's a mark on there. I'll give that another. Let's got rid of that. And you just keep checking your cloths to make sure that you don't have any dirt where it's likely to scratch. And then you can never have too many microfiber cloths, so never take a chance. Really is about as easy as it gets.